Now that we have studied complicated ideas of authorship in the medieval period, the 14th century shift, and Iceland's enduring love of manuscripts, even after print culture had begun to pave the way to modernity, we will take a closer look at the texts themselves with Haraldur Bernharðsson, Associate Professor of Medieval Studies at the University of Iceland. What can the manuscripts tell us when we hold them in our hands? We'll examine some of the oldest living manuscripts of our course texts, like Eyrbyggja Saga, to learn more. The book we have in front of us is the oldest surviving manuscript of Eyrbyggja Saga, but it's pretty small. It's obviously not a whole manuscript. It's only fragments. What's the story behind this manuscript?
This is the earliest surviving fragment of Eyrbyggja Saga. It's part of the Árni Magnússon collection and has the shelf mark AM162 E-folio. Árni Magnússon has left a note in this fragment saying, "These leaves have come to me each from its own place in Iceland post 1702, although he seems to have had some second thoughts about the dates. It's either 1702 or 1704. And then he says this is from Laxdæla Saga and from Eyrbyggja Saga. Now we don't know which of these leaves he's referring to. There are 7 leaves remaining of this manuscript. On one of the leaves he says, he adds a note in the bottom margin from Borgarfjörður region 1709. So this is a classic example of a medieval manuscript that has been torn up and has been distributed, and Árni Magnússon, the manuscript collector, has acquired separate leaves from different locations, perhaps from different parts of the country. The remaining leaves, there are 7 leaves remaining, 5 of them. The first 5 contain Laxdæla Saga, and this is also one of the very earliest fragments of Laxdæla Saga that have survived. The last 2 leaves are from Eyrbyggja Saga, from 2 different places in the story. Now, the fragment is dated to around 1300, and this is very much, it's a typical manuscript from that period. You can see the script is, it's a regular textual script from that period. You can see it has all the regular properties from that period. It has the Anglo-Saxon F, it has the F, and all of these regular features. Now, as it happens, the script on this fragment looks very similar to the script in 3 other fragments from the same time. There is a fragment containing one of the earliest fragments of Egils Saga, 162A folio delta. There is also a fragment AM325 3 beta folio containing Orkneyinga Saga, and then finally there is a fragment containing Ólafs Saga Tryggvasonar in Holmberg 18 quarto, a manuscript that is currently in Stockholm. The script in these 4 looks very similar. They are certainly closely related, either written by scribes that worked together or were trained in the same scribal milieu, or perhaps even by the same scribe. Alex Speed Kelsen, who has studied this quite extensively, came to the conclusion that the Eyrbyggja and Laxdæla Saga fragment, the Egils Saga fragment, and the Orkneyinga Saga fragment were probably written by the same hand, whereas the fragment containing Ólafs Saga Tryggvasonar was written in a different hand, but a very closely related hand. So here we have a scriptorium in Iceland around 1300 that produced several of among the earliest fragments containing the Íslendingasögur.